Okay, I've now arrived at Church Farm at Ardeley UK Summer Camp, or aka the Prepper Meet 2018. It's now just coming up to 14:50, 10 to 3 in the afternoon. Admittedly, I did want to get here a bit earlier than this, but for one reason or another I couldn't leave until sort of midday, and the journey down, well, you haven't seen any footage because, to be fair, most of it was stationary. Anybody knows the UK knows the M6 and the M1 runs north to south, there or thereabouts, and I was on the M6, and pretty much if it wasn't an average speed camera it was roadworks and blah blah blah. So I thought nobody wants to watch the video and see Mr. Grumpy ranting and raving in the traffic jam, so it is what it is. I'm here now, chilled out, and just been down and got the badge, and I've got my little mappy thing, aka a map, and as you saw a couple of seconds ago, just on the zoom in outside, we're actually in a place called Squitmore Field and Squitmore Wood this year, which is right at the bottom. So I'm going to turn the car around and mosey on down and get myself set up. I'll catch you. Well, I'm assured by my little guide that I am going the right way. Clearly not on the main road. Oh dear. I'll tell you something, this car just isn't the best when it comes to this sort of driving, I'll tell you. Take two! What was it in the film? Right turn, Clyde. Oh, I'll tell you something, this is a... fantastic. Wait, there we go. So we're right in the bottom field on here now, and there's a few people here already. This is good. Of course, I could have just come on that track there, straight down there, instead of trying to drive across the nice bumpy bit. So we're in the field, got the shower and the toilets there, and most of the people seem to be starting to camp behind me. Just pan round to the other side there, you've got the woods, and you've got the woods again behind. So turn the engine off and crack on. You can see there's quite a few people here behind me, already being set up. I think a few people got out down here earlier on today, and quite a few of people have been here overnight already. I couldn't obviously come down last night because I had things on, but the journey down took about 3 hours. It should have only taken 2, but the traffic was pretty good, or bad, whichever way you look at it, because I had some cracking music on the way down. Big fan of my Motown music, so if anybody likes that sort of music, then you probably appreciate it. It's not too torturous to be stuck in a traffic jam with the air conditioning on and a bit of soul and Motown music going away. I'm not sure how much filming is going to get done, but hopefully there'll be a bit of footage I can put together for you to show this. As I say, this is the 2018 Prepper Meet, and it falls nicely with the Armed Forces Day, and as you can see there, we've got a few flags up in the background there, and the British Legion are going to be coming over tomorrow, and doing a raffle and a few things. So I think it's going to be a good show. It's beating hot at the moment, and I think it's getting about 28 degrees now. Obviously we're in full sun here. There's quite a few people here already. As you can see, I've gone for the Dutch 2-man tent again. Absolutely cracking bit of kit, surplus, as you might imagine. It's got the waterproof base on there as well. It's proper old school. It's canvas. It's a single skin, but that's not an issue in this temperature. I have got the poles. I did eventually find the poles, but as you notice there, that I've just used a couple of broomsticks, one on each side, just to prop it up. I think the difficulty is if I ever broke the poles trying to get a replacement set, so if it's on a base camp like this, then that's absolutely fine. Though as soon as the tent's about 8 kilos, it's unlikely that it would be ever used for backpacking. I've just got it sort of level with the car there, just to create obviously seating space in the middle. Got my nice comfy chair. All important rubbish bag there. Leave no trace, as always. Don't look in the car, it's messy. Something about the shadows as well. The wood supply there, it's got a bag of logs there and a few bits of wood there that I had knocking around. New axe, that's Halter Force trekking axe that arrived the other day, so I've already tested that. It's absolutely cracking thing. I might do a video on that, I don't know. There's probably loads of videos on Halter Force axes, but never know. Just at the back there, water can. I've made mistakes before by not having water and having to go backwards and forwards with individual water bottles, so I've got a 10 litre heavy GT Vango water carrier there. I've just popped it on a box just because of the tap underneath, and got my Pat 58 water bottle. I'll be honest with you, I've probably gone through about 2 litres already in the space of being here for about an hour or so. So little wash station there. That's the little Dutch Army folding bowl. Hygiene kit in the top. Suntan lotion, got to have suntan lotion. I don't normally burn, but I've got factor 30 there, so it's okay. I've also got sort of mozzie insect repellent type wipes and spray and bite-ease. You know, I don't want a bit of prophet of doom, but I really don't want to end up coming out in a rash. There's the bag as usual. I've sort of really stuck with this PLCE Bergen. I have got the Cyclops Vulcan, but I don't know. It's this being 100 litres and the Vulcan being 70. I think the extra, I haven't really got it packed out that much. As you can see just there, I've got the saw on the side, my little folding saw. I've got the rocket pouches there as well, so I'm not using anywhere near its full capacity. But I think it's a classic as if you have a large bag and don't fill it all the way up, you can always cinch it down. But it's rather than just trying to force everything in to the a small bag. And the little black bag there in the shade is a food bag. It's a bit of a topic on every little trip I go on. I always take plenty of food with me. I probably won't eat all of it. I seem to be eating less and less in this heat. But I've got the usual sort of snacky things in there. Obviously here tonight and here Saturday night going back Sunday. Cheap and cheerful ground sheet. Obviously the shelter there, that's the DPM basher, and all I've done is I've just attached it to the roof of the car, just on the corners. Just ran it over there onto that little grab rail, bungee cord it off that one, then all the way across the other side. It's not ideal, but it's not causing any damage to the actual tent. I've just got that cord there just to pull it out a little bit. It will drop down, it's the nature of it, but it's not going to cause any damage to it. Just to get pegged it down there. Made an effort this time with my sort of tie-offs, my guys, I'm doing them all over the place. And actually making an effort to tie them up. As you can see there, I've just put one of these. It's still surviving, it's rusting happily, but I've got the Webtex small basher pole just there to nice ideal height, so we just dropped it down on the back there, as you can see, and then I've just pulled it out a little bit there just to give a bit of space underneath, a little bit of extra space, and then just pegged it down at the bottom. The ground is very, very hard, so I have again bought the sort of screw-in heavy-duty pegs, because the thin ones will just bend up in this. It's very, very, well, you can hear there, very, very tough. But then again, I can't remember last time we had rain. It's also given a bit of shade into the car as well, so obviously there's some things that are left in the car, and we don't want everything heating up. As you can see, it's just a nice compact little setup there. It's not taking up too much space. So happy days. It's now just gone 7 o'clock in the evening. I've had a bit of a walk around and caught up with a few people. It's now time to get some dinner, I think, so I'm going to make a fire up. Got my wood stock there, just a bag of logs, got another bag of logs in there, the boot of the car as well, got my axe, got the folding saw as well. All I'm going to do is to make the fire. I'm okay putting it on the grass, it shouldn't cause any problem. I've dampened it down with the water. So I've just split a couple of the logs up. I'm just going to put 3 of them there like that, and then one just across the back there as well, just to give it some support. Now this is birch bark, it's nicely dried off and it makes excellent tinder, okay? So what I'm going to do, we have got quite a lot of wind on here, so I'm going to tear a little bit of it up, I'm going to get that and see if it'll take, and then just add on to the some small twigs which I've processed already. Let's see if it'll ride, which will be a true test. Woohoo! Got a bit blowy on that camera, isn't it? The old little thing there. Cotton ball and grass loom, just there's a sure way of lighting, okay? Just use the fire still, hopefully it'll just take.
Trust me, Daddy knows. Can you help me do the onions? What? Are you upset now?
It's always important to make sure that there's plenty of water, because it's about 28 degrees at the moment, and I think when you're walking around and talking to people and being sociable, it's very easy to forget not to have it. I mean, I've got a litre bottle here, I've got another 1 litre bottle in my Crusader Cook set, I've got a 10 litre one here as well, so this has all been filled up. I put it in the shade to try and keep it as cool as possible, so I've always got water here, save me having to keep going backwards and forwards, so there should be plenty enough water. Well mate, good opportunity to get everything tidied up, the fire's on the go. I shouldn't need the axe now, so that can just be put on away, so it's out of the way. The shovel, we did try using the shovel to dig the ground, but unfortunately the ground being what it is rather solid, so that will just get folded up as so, put away. This normally lives in the boot, by the way. Normally I don't take this out on sort of camps, but it's a handy thing to have. I'll keep it there just in case. But so I've got my logs there, we'll just wait for the coals to go down and then we'll get some dinner on the go. All my food I've kept for this trip in this 30 litre field patrol pack, which you've seen before. It's just handy, rather than sort of put it all in a box. I thought I'll put it in a bag, and then if I needed to actually walk with it, or it's easier to carry something in a bag than in a box. So that's my thoughts on that. Good job I got the tarp up. Getting a bit blustery now. Rich tea biscuits. Got to have some Dunkers with the tea or coffee. The kitchen roll, because black pepper, always black pepper. Nice bit of seasoning anyway. Tabasco sauce. Might put some of that in that meal tonight, I think. Get a little bit of spiciness. Is that pocket empty? Herbal tea bags, coffee, a couple of these celery and leek cup of soups. Not sure about them. Might give them a miss for tonight. Handy to have a snack. There's some freshly ground coffee there. So that'll be for tomorrow's breakfast. And I'll show you what I'm going to use for that. Just open the lid up. Just some noodles, snacks. Milk for the tea. I have black coffee, but I like milk in my tea. A couple of these instant porridges. Bought a load of these, and you just add water. I've got an original one and another original one, so a couple there. fruit. More fruit. I'm trying to be healthy. Mexican style rice, you've seen that before. That'll be part of tonight's meal. Couscous. Little snack shop things. That's tomorrow's meal. Beef casserole. I've had that before, it's really, really nice. That is. I don't know if they do them anymore, I don't even want them in supermarkets. Gluten free I think it is as well, so I have it on offer. Some bread for breakfast tomorrow. Sardines, another little snack. These are very, very good for you. In tomato sauce for a bit of extra flavour, and you know, stacked full of protein, high in omega-3, really, really good. Just open the can, chuck them down, and enjoy. That's what I'll be having for tea tonight. Mild chicken curry, because I can't seem to get the hot ones anymore. In fact, I can't seem to get any of them anymore. I think I've stopped doing them. That'll be going with this. Beans and sausages, either for lunch or breakfast maybe tomorrow. You just knew I was going to have another one of these. I've seen a few people who started having these now. I don't know whether or not I've set a trend or whether or not it's just because they're nice. What have we got in here? All day breakfast, baked beans, sausages, mushrooms, pork and egg nuggets, bacon. You really do not want to look at the ingredients on the back of that. It's just as well I don't eat this sort of stuff every day. But to be fair, there's what, 395 calories in the can. It's 106 calories per 100 grams. So, you know, you're getting on for sort of over 400 calories, so a pretty decent breakfast. I need to keep my energy up when I'm over here, don't I? Tea towel, never forget a tea towel. Now you haven't seen this before. This I picked up at a car boot sale. It is a very, very small percolator. There's enough in there probably for 1 cup, maybe I'd push 2. And it's just your standard percolator. You just unscrew the bottom there, like so. A little filter in there. Fill it full of water, just underneath the pressure gauge, or pressure valve, sorry. It's got a little seal in there. I have tested this, it doesn't leak. And stick it on the fire and or on the stove. Nice fresh coffee. So I'll be having some of that. And this little fella, I've been after one of these for ages, and it is a leg poacher. How sweet's that? Complete with an egg. You can come with it, of course. And unbelievably, it's not broken. It's quite hard to find these sort of things. And again, I think I paid sort of, I don't know, I think it was about 50p or something like that for it, you know. Just saves having to fry them up all the time, you know, try and be a bit healthier, and also it's less cleaning up, isn't it? And that basically is it. So that is my food for this trip. To be perfectly honest with you, I probably won't eat all of this. In fact, I'm almost certain I won't, but I'd rather have it and not use it than not have it at all. So I'll see how that fire's getting on anyway. Just kicking some heat off that fire. Got some coals on the go now, so just put that in there like that. And that'll heat up nicely.
I didn't get that one. That looked like a MiG, but it's not a MiG. What was that? Any ideas?
Yeah, apologies for the wobbly camera work. We've just worked out we can't work out or clue what it was, but it looked good anyway. So we thought we'd record it for posterity. Wow, so this is getting on good, and as you see, I'm wearing gloves. before about gloves when handling anything hot. Last thing you want to do is start injuring yourself. So these aren't completely flame retardant gloves, obviously, but they're good enough that you don't burn. And stick the handles just out of the way, and then you haven't got a problem. You haven't got to put it right in the flames. Oh, that's looking good. Wow, very nice. This doesn't take long to heat up, just do it on the coals. The curry's bubbling away nicely, so I'll just add the rice in. As I say, this is microwaveable, but you know, just pop it in, cook it through together. I won't put that on the fire, stick it in the bin. Be good. Now that looks nice. Right, finally sat down to enjoy my nice chicken curry and rice. That was absolutely beautiful. Smells gorgeous. Got to have the black pepper, of course. Oh, and a little bit of Tabasco, I think, just to give a bit of heat. Just a little bit. Oh, the ultimate in one pot meals. That's really nice. Cheap as well. I think the curry was about 80p for the tin, and the rice, I think that was about 60p. So can't go wrong, can you? A nice cuppa as well. So only instant, but all right. So first day then. As I arrived about 3 o'clock and I'd walked around, and this is what it's about, you know, a lot of talking to people. Getting breezy now. Fire's on the go, kicking back, got some beers ready for later. Met up with a few familiar faces, a lot of people who are obviously on YouTube as well. I also got a chap called Camo Kazi who came up to me, and I thought I recognised him. He'd actually subbed to my channel, and he mentioned the channel, and I thought, wow, you know, that's nice. So I had a bit of a chat with him. He's got a really cool Jeep. I didn't have the camera with me because I just got it put a bit more charge on it. So what I'm probably going to do tomorrow is have a little look-see around it and show, because he's done a really wicked job with that. So but everyone's dead chilled out. You know, the weather's nice. It's nice and warm. Got a bit of a breeze now, which is good. Excuse me. Anyway, enough of me trying to talk and eat. I'll catch you later on, and if not later on, then